off, we have Taylor Swift doesn't have a belly button. Yep, this is a weird one, I will admit. Now, a rumor started growing over the years that Taylor Swift didn't have a belly button, as Taylor made a point early on in her career that she didn't want to show off her belly button, even saying in an interview, "I don't like showing my belly button. When you start showing your belly button, then you're really committing to the midriff thing. I only partially commit to the midriff thing. You're only seeing lower rib cage. I don't want people to know if I have one or not." So, of course, people ran with the "or not" part and accused her of not having a belly button. Now, they became convinced that her lack of a belly button was why she worked so adamantly to not show it. However, while she was on vacation in Hawaii in 2015, her security noticed some paparazzi with a long lens parked in a boat off the beach. They were trying to get that infamous belly button shot. So Taylor beat them to the punch by posting her own photo of herself, revealing her belly button. Now Then there's Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell having an affair. In 2023, Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell released their film Anyone But You, but it had been rumored that the co-stars had so much chemistry that people speculated that they had an affair on set. Now, the rumors intensified when Glenn reportedly broke up with his girlfriend, Gigi Paris. That November, Glenn told Men's Health, "When all that stuff happened, publicly, it felt disorienting and unfair, but what I'm realizing is that it's just a part of this gig now." Now, when the interviewer brought up the affair, Glenn inserted a correction, "alleged affair." Now, similarly, a month later, Sydney told Glamour UK, "It was really hard on Glenn, which made me sad because otherwise it was such a beautiful experience for the both of us. I care for him so much. Also, I've never really shared that much about my relationship with Jonathan Davino, so the press loves to create drama and stories," she added. Moving on to Beyonce faking her first pregnancy. Now, Beyonce shocked the world in 2011 while performing at the VMAs. While singing her song Love on Top, she revealed that she was pregnant with her and Jay-Z's first child. It was then said that Beyonce and the rapper dropped an estimated $1.3 million entire fourth floor of a Manhattan hospital so they could have a little privacy during the birth of Blue Ivy. But there were also rumors that she actually wasn't pregnant at all, either having a baby with a surrogate or staging an elaborate ruse so they could claim Jay-Z's illegitimate child as their own. Now, people went as far as saying that she was wearing a fake bump and pieced together footage proving it. Now, Beyonce actually addressed this, calling the rumors ridiculous and over the top. Even the hospital denied that the couple rented out an entire floor, claiming in an official statement that they were housed in an executive suite at the hospital and is being billed the standard rate. Now we have Marisa Tomei didn't win an Oscar. Marisa Tomei was a controversial choice for an Oscar nomination. Her role in My Cousin Vinny was good, but people didn't think that she deserved the award. Now, when Jack Palance gave her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, some suspected that he made a mistake, possibly reading out the wrong name because he got confused or couldn't make out the fine print. So not long after she unexpectedly claimed the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, rumors began to circulate that it was all a mistake. Now, the real winner was supposed to have been Vanessa Redgrave, but presenter Jack had called out the wrong name because he was unable to read the printing on the card inside the envelope, he became confused, or he was too drunk or stoned to announce the winner properly. It was then said that nobody corrected him, but this rumor is just mean and hurtful. But as we've seen in the past now, if there is a mistake, the Oscars will correct it. In 2017, Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty presented the nominees for Best Picture at the Oscars, and on stage, Warren was given the task of opening the envelope that was supposed to contain the winner. Later, Warren would say it contained the name of a winner, but not the winner. Now, the pair mistakenly announced La La Land as the Best Picture, winning over Moonlight. Now, in photos, it appeared that the actors were holding an envelope that read Actress in a Leading Role, an award that went to La La Land's Emma Stone just moments before, which caused the confusion. Now, the cast of La La Land went up on the stage to accept their award, but there was commotion backstage. Finally, producer Jordan Horowitz went on stage and said, "I'm sorry, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture. This is not a joke," he said, gesturing to the Moonlight cast and producers and inviting them on stage. So, if that was the case with Marisa, they would have fixed it. Next is Avril Lavigne was replaced. Ever heard of Melissa? Well, it's a rumor that people online started about Avril Lavigne. Fans created the rumor that the real Avril Lavigne died back in 2003, and a lookalike named Melissa was brought in to replace her. Now they claim that the singer's nose, style, and even height have changed, giving fuel to her secret identity. Now Avril dispelled these rumors in 2018, saying, "Some people think I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Why would they even think that?" Now she later said that she thinks people made up the story because people are just bored and need something to talk about. "Isn't that weird? It's so dumb," she said at the time. And on the other hand, people are like, "Oh my god, she died." So no people, Avril is Avril, but I do fear that that is something that Melissa would say, so who knows. On to Lea Michele can't read. Now this is my favorite rumor ever, and I'm not gonna lie, I do believe it. Now internet users have pages of evidence that Lea Michele can't read. They said that she never learned to read because she started working young, as she was 8 when she made her debut on Broadway, to her only memorizing her lines on Glee from someone else reading them. Now Lea has ignored these rumors for the most part, other than an odd remark, like in 2018 when she tweeted to a fan, "Loved reading this tweet and wanted to write you back," literally laughing out loud at this. Love you. But she recently poked fun at the matter on TikTok by lip-syncing to a clip of Kim Kardashian on a phone call. She asked, "How is it?" She responds, "It's amazing," before getting emotional and saying, "But wait, can you talk for a sec?" Now the text on Lea's video reads, "Calling Jonathan to read me the comments on my first TikTok." Now at least she can see the funny side to all of this. I don't know though, I'm still convinced that she can't read. Then there's Harry Styles and Obama were in a relationship. Yeah, if you haven't heard this rumor, get ready because it's hilarious. Now the Hoax National Examiner cover once featured Obama with a line of text that read, "Obama had this man," and an arrow that pointed to the One Direction member, Harry Styles. Now Harry addressed the rumor at the BBC Music Awards after admitting that he didn't know of it at first. "I honestly have no idea what you're talking about," he said to Yahoo UK, before adding, "I've heard some good ones in my time, but that's interesting." Now we have Stevie Wonder isn't blind. Now people have believed that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind for a while now. The rumor is a long-standing theory that has been circulating for several decades. Now despite the fact that Stevie was born prematurely and as a result lost his eyesight, many people have claimed over the years that he has faked blindness as a way to enhance his musical career. Now proof includes where people believe Wonder was caught peeking or had an unusually good sense of spatial awareness as evidence of his supposed deception. However, these claims have been debunked by those closest to Stevie, including friends, family, and associates, who all have attested to his genuine blindness. Now Stevie himself has publicly addressed the rumors on numerous occasions, stating that he lost his sight as a result of a congenital condition and that he's never been able to see. Next up is Steven Spielberg directed Poltergeist. Now the rumor that Steven Spielberg directed Poltergeist, the 1982 supernatural horror film, has been discussed for several years. The film was actually directed by Tobe Hooper, who also directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with Spielberg serving as the producer. Now despite that fact, the theory suggests that Spielberg really directed the film and that Hooper was given credit for publicity purposes only. Now the rumor is based on the idea that Spielberg's distinctive style is present in the film and that the film's success is largely due to his involvement. However, this theory has been debunked by both Hooper and Spielberg, who have stated that Hooper was the sole director of Poltergeist. The film's crew and cast have also stated that Hooper was the director of the film and that Spielberg's involvement was limited to the role of producer. Nevertheless, the rumors about Spielberg's supposed involvement as the director of Poltergeist continues to spread online and remain a topic of discussion. And finally, there's Jennifer Lawrence disrespecting her crews. While filming American Hustle, Jennifer Lawrence allegedly forced the wardrobe department to make duplicates of her character's costumes because she constantly stained them with Cool Ranch Dorito dust. Now, appearing on Hot Ones in 2023, Jennifer said, "It was cheat Cheeto dust. It was only one costume, it was a white dress, and I feel really bad. I actually didn't know until it came out and that it was very disrespectful to the costume department, but it was an accident. I wasn't like, F you guys. I think also getting the second dress, it just encouraged me. I was like, oh, they must have a million of these. It was a domino effect. Now, the rumor likely stemmed from this 2014 interview when costume designer Michael Wilkinson told Vanity Fair that the wardrobe department had already made 4 versions of her character's white dress because the script originally called for her to spill champagne all over it. He said, and I'm kind of glad we did because Jennifer Lawrence is a very, let's say, raw and intuitive young lady, and she's not against eating Doritos and snack food in her costumes. So we were glad we had a couple backups. Now, additionally, the dresses were fairly inexpensive to create. Starting off, we have Madonna. Now, in 2015, Madonna was in Manchester for her Rebel Heart tour, but fans were left unimpressed as they kept waiting for the star. Doors opened at 6:30 p.m. with Madonna expected to start her show at 9 p.m., but fans were soon tweeting about their long wait after they were reportedly told that the concert wouldn't end until 11:30 p.m. Now, Madonna was defending her lateness though when she did eventually make it to the stage, launching an angry rant after being booed. I don't like to be late, by the way, alright? And all you blanks who keep complaining about it can shut the F up, she shouted. I'm not back there eating chocolate, filing my nails, and getting my extensions done, alright? She added before explaining that the delay was due to a malfunction with the video for the gig. We had no video and we had to wait until we could reboot. No selfish diva reason. If you diva blanks want to keep complaining about it, don't come to my show, she said. Now, some concert goers reportedly walked out of the show before Madonna even took the stage, with many angry about the late finish and worrying about being able to get home from the venue. Now, besides this, Madonna has been known to push people out of her way when passing by, and she asked Peter Andre, a supporting act during her Australian tour, "Am I supposed to know you?" And Cher has gone on record to confirm Madonna was extremely rude when she was invited to Cher's home with her then husband, Sean Penn. Next is Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase has garnered a reputation for being difficult to work with, as there are countless accounts about him being disrespectful to coworkers, so it shouldn't be that shocking to hear that he's been rude to fans. Actor and comedian Rob Huebel was a longtime fan of Chevy and recounted an experience he had when meeting him for the first time. Chevy was sent to perform with Rob's theater improv group on one occasion, and Rob approached the actor for an introduction and told him about how he was such a big fan. Now, any normal person would be appreciative and thank the fan, but oh no, how did Chevy respond? Well, he slapped Rob. Yep, he tried to make a joke out of it and said, "Can't you see I'm talking to somebody, kid?" But regardless, if he was interrupted and was talking to someone, slapping someone, especially someone who adores you, is just not the move. Now let's talk about Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow has her own company called Goop, which is a wellness and lifestyle brand. In 2019, Goop had a UK wellness summit where fans paid $6,000 to meet her. Now, that's just an insane amount to begin with, but with paying that much, you'd assume that you'd have a really good experience, right? Well, not for these fans. Those who attended said that Gwyneth hardly made appearances, and when she did, she was surrounded by security. One attendee said Gwyneth acts like she's a health goddess, but actually she's a pretentious, greedy extortionist. She had a ton of security, she was unapproachable, she did the minimum, a few fireside chats with Twiggy and Penelope Cruz, then she put on her Birkenstocks and snuck out. I was a huge fan of Gwyneth, now I feel like I've lost my faith in God. Those at the event that weekend were urged to book rooms through Goop at $1,300 for 2 nights at the Kimpton Fitzroy London Hotel, but some of them later discovered that rates that weekend started at $250 a night. Now, safe to say that a lot of fans felt scammed and betrayed, and I can't blame them. On to Adam Levine. As recently as February 2020, Adam Levine expressed remorse over unprofessional behavior during a concert in Chile. Fans could have called him a jerk for not giving his performance the attention it deserved when he and the rest of Maroon 5 took the stage 15 minutes late for their slotted show, but they didn't. They were happy. But then Adam called out fans for singing along to the band's songs. Yeah, he didn't want them to sing. at a concert. But that's not the only criticism fans have of Adam. On Quora, one user posed the question, who are the biggest jerks in music? And the answer surprised many of Maroon 5 and Adam Levine's fans. One critic noted that early on in Maroon 5's initial days of fame, Adam made rude comments about a fan and even his current girlfriend. Adam was giving out autographs and he allegedly told a fan that he didn't give autographs to ugly chicks. Though what he said and how exactly he said it can't necessarily be confirmed, many commenters agreed that it sounded a lot like the Maroon 5 frontman's personality. Now, I've also heard firsthand that at a meet and greet, he called a woman fat. Now that is just plain rude and makes me so angry that he thinks he can treat not only his fans but women this way. Now we have Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber grew up in the spotlight, and although he has a lot of fans, he also has a lot of enemies. He's known for canceling meet and greets and acting erratically in public. When a few fans straight up asked him for a hug, he refused. Now he reportedly spat on fans who were beneath his hotel room, although his representative claimed that he didn't spit on anyone and that there were no fans below the balcony. Then one time when a fan tried to snap a selfie with Justin, he told her that her lack of respect made him sick. Now he also yelled at fans for talking during a 2016 concert. And more recently on December 5th, 2022, Justin and his wife Haley were seen walking to their vehicle in New York. While walking to their van, there was paparazzi and a fan there. The fan was holding a paper and pen wanting Justin's autograph and said, "Will you make me the best grandmother ever?" Now in a rude tone, Justin replied, "That's not going to happen today," and proceeded to get in the car. Safe to say, Justin isn't grateful for all the love he's received over the years from fans. Then there's Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres has been exposed for not being as happy and bubbly off-screen as she is on-screen. In 2021, she announced that her talk show was coming to an end after almost 2 decades on the air. News of her departure came after staff members reported a toxic work environment. Employees said they were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers not to speak to Ellen if they saw her around the office. It's also said that Ellen only appears to be bubbly and down to earth on camera, but backstage she is demanding and rude to her staff. Now, a few have even quit because of her behavior, because apparently she explodes at staffers over the tiniest things. Now, more recently, clips have been circulating from her show where she mistreated her guests, the most notably being in 2008 when Mariah Carey was on her show, and Ellen pressured her into confirming her rumored pregnancy by encouraging the singer to drink champagne. Mariah tried to politely decline the drink offer and then pretended to take a sip, leading Ellen to exclaim, "You're pregnant." Now, Mariah spoke out about how uncomfortable this made her feel as she wasn't ready to announce her pregnancy. Now sadly, Mariah had a miscarriage, which made looking back on that memory on the show even more painful. So yeah, people don't like Ellen. Moving on to James Corden. In 2022, James Corden received a temporary ban from a New York restaurant because of the way he treated staff. The owner, Keith McNally, took to Instagram to publicly announce the ban to his 88,000 followers, saying that James Corden was the most abusive customer to my Balthazar servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago, and going on to share 2 managers' reports from when Corden had visited. Now, the most recent was from October 2022, and it explained how Corden had reacted to the restaurant making a mistake with his wife's order, saying James Corden began yelling like crazy to the server, "You can't do your job, you can't do your job, maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself." Honestly, James, maybe you should have, and then you'd understand what it's like to work in a fast-paced, high-end restaurant. Next up is Chrissy Tegan. Chrissy Tegan was arguably most famous to those in the Twitter sphere for her honest, witty observations and jokes, often leveled at the widely criticized political figures. Now, she's gained a multi-million following over the last few years. One of the people who Chrissy had leveled her tweets at years before revealed the dark side to the star's online habits. Courtney Stodden said they first met the model when they were 16 years old, after marrying coach Doug Hutchinson, who was 34 years their senior. Courtney was considered the butt of the joke among others, and Tegan directed her barb straight at the reality star. In May 2021, Tegan made a statement about the controversy. "Not a lot of people are lucky enough to be held accountable for their past BS in front of the entire world. I'm mortified and sad at who I used to be. I was an insecure, attention-seeking troll. I'm ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior, but that's nothing compared to how I made Courtney feel," she wrote on Twitter. But hey, at least she was able to admit to it, but what she did was terrible. Then there's Jon Hamm. Kathy Griffin has been quite outspoken about her encounters with rude celebrities and isn't shy about calling them out. In her book, Kathy Griffin's Celebrity Run-Ins, My A to Z Index, she explained that Jon Hamm is one of the rudest people she's ever met. "You'll never convince me to like Jon Hamm," she wrote. "The vibe I've always gotten from him is cold and somewhat disrespectful towards me. I'm suggesting he's one of those hot guys who's mildly funny, but actually thinks he's comedian level funny." Now, she recounted a time where he showed up at a dinner party and said, "Hammy showed up, he even said to me, 'What are you doing here?' I said, 'What are you doing here?' And later on, when she was talking to fellow actor Jack Nicholson, an intoxicated John reportedly started whispering in her ear. First it was, 'You know your Emmy isn't a real Emmy,' and then he whispered, 'You're so old.' Now that's just strange behavior all around." And finally we have Christian Bale. Christian Bale has a bad temper. An audio recording leaked in 2009 of Christian having an outburst towards cinematographer Shane Hurlburt on the set of Terminator Salvation. Now in the audio, he is heard yelling at Shane, who supposedly distracted the actor during a scene, as it appears that he walked in on the shot. Christian became enraged, hitting Shane with F-bombs, as well as threatening to smash his lighting equipment. During a part of the clip he says, "You are trashing my scene, you do it one effing time, and I ain't walking on this set if you're still hired." Then Christian's former assistant came out with a book and said that Christian is often awful when fans approach him. He'd reportedly lecture little girls about being rude and intrusive until tears streamed down their faces and their parents tugged them away from our table, he said.
In at number 10, Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase is without a doubt a legendary comedic actor, but all of those pratfalls that he did in his youth must have really turned him into a grumpy old man. He has certainly earned himself perhaps the worst reputation in Hollywood from being just extremely difficult to work with. When it works, but most of the time he is a huge pain in the you-know-what. When actor and comedian Rob Huebel met Chevy at the Upright Citizens Brigade show, he was so excited that he accidentally interrupted a conversation that Chevy was in. Rob was a longtime fan and just couldn't contain his joy, but Chevy responded by slapping him in the face and then said, "Can't you see I'm talking to somebody, kid?"
Chevy just hauled off and slapped me across the face so hard. I mean, it was like I saw red.
In at number 9, Ariana Grande. Back in 2014, a man named Dan O'Connor and his daughters Jen and Kelly had actually won a contest sponsored by MTV, VH1, and Pepsi to meet Ariana Grande. The contest was advertised as Pepsi, MTV, and VH1 are giving you the chance to win an amazing trip to Los Angeles to hang with Ariana and watch her perform live at this year's MTV Video Music Awards. Dan wrote about the entire experience in his blog, and one big thing that I noticed was how much Ariana had changed in the period of just 3 years. Apparently he and his daughters had actually met Ariana back in 2011 when she had fame from her Nickelodeon show but still had not peaked into the pop star that we know her as today. Dan described her as the nicest celebrity that he had ever met and displayed so much patience to take photos with his daughters. Unfortunately, this time around it was a disaster. His daughters had to find their own transportation, they were not allowed entry when they arrived, then they waited several hours after the agreed upon time to meet Ariana, and when she finally came out to see them, it got worse. She spent 15 seconds, maybe, with each contestant winner, took an approved photo after asking them to delete the first few, and then she just left. In at number 8, Michael Jordan. Best known in Hollywood for his starring role in Space Jam, and a lot of people still love Michael Jordan for his basketball skills, one of his biggest fans was the rapper Chamillionaire, who actually ran into MJ at a party after a charity auction. However, when he approached Jordan for a photo, he said that this NBA legend completely shot him down. In fact, to be more specific, and according to Chamillionaire, Jordan said, "I ain't taking pictures with no N-word." Then when the rapper tried to explain that he was a huge fan and had just purchased a $7,000 commemorative Michael Jordan jersey, Michael just responded with, "I'll tell you what, you pay me $15,000 right now for a jersey from me, and I'll take the picture with you." What a terrible attitude. In at number 7, Christina Aguilera. Some people may not remember this, but back in 2011, Christina Aguilera was judging on The Voice and for whatever reason could not contain herself. She asked country singer Patrick Thomas, who was 20 at the time, to take his pants off 3 times. Apparently she doesn't get any better when her fans are famous either. Actress Valerie Bertinelli said that she once approached Aguilera to say that she thought she was a beautiful singer, to which Christina paid no attention to and replied with, "Yeah, whatever." And to make matters worse, she completely trashed Lady Gaga back in 2008. As reported by the LA Times, she was asked about the allegations of her stealing Gaga's image while promoting Bionic. In response, she said, "You know, that's funny that you mentioned that. This person was just brought to my attention not too long ago. I'm not quite sure who this person is, to be honest. I don't know if it is a man or a woman, I just wasn't sure. I really don't spend any time on the internet, so I guess I live a little under a rock in that respect." A little bit, Christina. Just a tad. In at number 6, Sean Penn. Sean Penn is no stranger to letting his true colors shine bright. In 2009, he assaulted a paparazzi and vandalized his car. He once served 60 days in jail for punching a background actor and had to do 300 hours of community service for kicking another photographer. Then in 2013, while he was at a restaurant in a swanky San Francisco hotel, he witnessed a guy trying to just snap a photo. Must be a fan, and he just freaked out when he saw it. Is Sean Penn secretly a vampire that doesn't want his soul removed from taking photos? Like, I don't understand why he gets so angry, and I'll tell you why this is such a big deal. I understand how this could become very annoying after a while, but it still doesn't excuse this kind of disruptive behavior. According to TMZ, he walked over and slammed the man's phone on the table before telling him that he was going to make him eat his phone. Then as he was being escorted out of the restaurant, he yelled to the entire restaurant, "Do we look like zoo animals?" I mean, that is the definition of the word yikes, folks. In number 5, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz has built up a nasty reputation of being notoriously reluctant to sign autographs, and she has said that she is against interacting with her fans at all. During the premiere of the movie Sex Tape in 2014, witnesses in attendance told Radar Online that the actress could not have been less interested in the fans. The weird thing was that the premiere was meant for the fans. It's not like these people followed her into a restaurant. She was scheduled to appear. Fans showed up early, waited outside for a glimpse, and then right when she was spotted by the fans, she outright refused autographs and told them, "If I did it for you, I'd have to do it for everyone." The fan that reported this info said, "Cameron was as unfriendly as can be, and it was really disappointing. There were literally only 4 or 5 fans waiting and asking for them when they left. It was not a huge crowd and would have taken them less time to sign an autograph or take a picture rather than giving a lecture about not doing it." Very true. In number 4, Tommy Lee. This is an interesting one because Tommy Lee kind of exposed himself for being an absolute nightmare, but it was his fans that provoked him to rant about not wanting to take photos with his fans. In an open letter posted to the band's Facebook page in June of 2012, Tommy said, "I f***ing love my fans, and you know this. If you asked anyone that knows me really well, they would tell you the same thing. Tommy loves his fans. He lives for this shit. He eats, breathes music 24/7. They'll also probably tell you that he's a down-to-earth, grateful, life-loving dude and a nice guy too. What I have a problem with is taking pictures. I hate it. Irritates the f*** out of me when people say, you owe it to your fans, they put you where you are, etc, etc. I certainly don't owe anybody anything. When I bought all my Led Zeppelin records and concert tickets, I didn't say, one day these f***ers are gonna owe me a picture. It's the least they can do for me. WTF, people, you don't admire something so that it can give back, you just cherish it. And to those who say, you should be grateful that people want to take your picture, maybe one day they won't want it. That day can't come soon enough. By the way, I'm not here to take pictures with you, I'm here to entertain you. I mean, it sounds like Tommy Lee just needs to take a nap, right? That just sounds like somebody who needs a nap. Just a quick power nap. And then that Facebook post would have never happened. In at number 3, Martha Stewart. Reddit is always a nice place to read about honest accounts of meeting celebrities, and a user named Grateful Stickers posted this story and said, after waiting in line, my mother was refused an extra autograph, and she also wouldn't make out the one promised autograph to anyone but the person who was getting it. Even after explaining it was for her son, Martha refused. I could maybe understand if it was after signing 5,000 autographs or even 500, but it was a small event. That's only a small part of her being a bitch. At the very end of the event, as people were leaving, Martha Stewart was overheard talking to her mother, who happened to be with her. Martha's mom said, "What should we do with all these floral arrangements?" To which Martha replied, "We take them or throw them out. These common people don't deserve them, far too expensive, and they wouldn't appreciate their beauty." Yep, she said common people. Oh, Martha Stewart. In at number 2, Stephen Morrissey. A few years before the Smiths became a band, Morrissey sent a very nasty message in response to a fan's ad in Sounds magazine in 1980. See, a man named Robert Mackey from Scotland had submitted a letter to Morrissey. The 21-year-old star then replied with his own letter that said, "Dear Pearson, so nice to know there's another soul out there, even if it is Glasgow. Does being Scottish bother you? Manchester is a lovely little place if you happen to be a bedridden deaf mute. I'm unhappy, hope you're unhappy too. In poverty, Stephen." Look, this is just a prime example of what I have said on this channel many times. When you recognize your own pain, you can see it more clearly in others. The fact that Morrissey says, "I'm unhappy, hope you're unhappy too," just makes it as clear as day that he was absolutely miserable, and that's why this poor fan got a miserable response. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Justin Bieber.
I got the goddamn way, man. Damn.
Yes, that was Justin Bieber running over a photographer in his exotic car, showing zero regard for human life. On top of that heinous video, the star has also been known to spit on people he doesn't like, which sometimes includes his own fans. While at a hotel in Toronto with some friends, Justin took to his balcony where hundreds of people were desperately waiting outside to see a glimpse of the star, although he only emerged to hawk a loogie down towards them. After the disgusting act, the star seemed to be pleased with himself, turning to his group of admiring friends to laugh even. His impressed friends then joined in as they all crowded around and took a selfie on his phone just to remember the occasion, I guess.
Beginning the countdown at number 10 is Diddy. Most people will know that if you take someone else's image and use it as your own on social media, you should respectfully give that person the credit for it. But Diddy must have felt like he didn't need to, and a photographer exposed him on Instagram after he sniped one of his shots. This is what happened. Diddy shared an epic picture of the eclipse that happened in August 2014 with the caption #DiddyView, which was a complete lie. It wasn't his view at all. An LA-based photographer named Cole Younger posted the photo 2 weeks earlier and then called him out on it for using his picture without permission. So basically he was busted. And rightfully so. You do not take a photographer's photo and use it without crediting them. Everyone knows that. Next up at number 9 is Reese Witherspoon. One thing you would never want the public finding out about is a DUI. But what would make it worse is having the whole thing filmed and exposed to the entire world online. Back in 2013, Reese and her husband at the time, Jim Toth, were pulled over by an Atlanta cop on suspicion of a DUI. The police dash cam caught the whole thing on tape and showed Reese going into this erratic rage, which led to her being arrested as well. Her husband was the one driving, so he was actually the one under arrest, but Reese was just intoxicated and was feeling feisty and felt the need to stick up and defend her husband. In the video, you can see Reese yelling at the officers and not listening to their orders to just sit down. They end up putting her in handcuffs, and then she lies to them and says that she's pregnant and has to pee as an attempt to get out of the handcuffs. They were both arrested, and she pled no contest to physical obstruction of another, and Jim pled guilty to the DUI. Sliding to the number 8 spot is Austin McBroom. He's the basketball player known for being the father of the YouTube's famous family, the Ace family. He and his wife started a channel which vlogs their life as parents. But the family man's career took a hit when a fellow YouTuber named Cole Kerrigan exposed him on social media, making claims that he raped one of his friends. He posted a video online with screenshots and recorded phone conversations, making the serious allegation that his friend Leslie Hannah Bell came to him and told him that she was raped by Austin one night. However, later on we found out that it wasn't true, and Leslie herself announced publicly online that Austin did not do such a thing, and that Cole actually released the story simply for a money grab. So Cole basically exposed Austin, but then he got exposed in the end. Could be some karma. I don't know. Moving along to number 7, we have Selena Gomez. She went on a trip to Abu Dhabi in 2014 and shared her visit with her fans on Instagram. One of the photos she posted was her posing inside of the Grand Mosque, not thinking anything of it other than what it was. She simply wanted to share that she went there, as most people probably would. But then she was quickly exposed by someone pointing out that she was disrespecting their culture because she wasn't in the proper dress code that the mosque specifically requires. Fans were outraged because she was posing with one of her legs raised, which actually revealed her short pants and bare ankles. People were criticizing her, saying that women are required to wear ankle-length skirts or pants while inside the mosque as a sign of respect because it is a very holy place. Needless to say, shortly after, she did delete the photo, but she did not comment on it. I think deleting the photo says enough. At number 6 is Kylie Jenner. This is just another hilarious example of a celebrity being busted for lying on social media. Leave it up to Kylie for making news headlines over a bowl of cereal. It all started when she sent out a tweet in 2018 that said, "Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life-changing." Keep in mind, she was 20 years old when she tweeted this out. Like, really? You haven't tried cereal before? Once people got over how dramatic this life-changing bowl of cereal was, someone exposed her for not telling the truth. One of her fans replied to the tweet with one of her posts from 2013, which showed a bowl of cereal with milk, which she captioned, "He keeps me healthy," which clearly implies that she ate the bowl of cereal with milk. Like, why lie about a bowl of cereal with milk? Who cares? Just say you've had it before and that it's changed your life. Like, I don't understand. Halfway through at number 5 is David Hasselhoff. Back in 2007, he was exposed on social media, technically by his own daughter. Her intentions were not to expose him though. She captured a video clip of him which she thought no one would see. But the video was leaked online, which showed her dad completely wasted, lying on the floor of a room and struggling to eat a hamburger. Which sometimes would seem like a silly thing, but he was a recovering addict and the video exposed that he was no longer sober like he was claiming to be. In the video, you can actually hear his 16-year-old daughter saying, I quote, "Dad, you need to promise me you're not gonna get alcohol tonight, okay? If you get alcohol tonight, you're fired from the show tomorrow. And a doctor's coming over here in the morning to check your alcohol level, and if there's any alcohol in your system, you're gonna be fired." David later on ended up admitting to his relapse and issued an apology. We've made it to number 4 and we have Jordyn Woods. She was known for being Kylie Jenner's best friend and often spent time hanging around the Jenner/Kardashian sisters on their show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But she got the boot from the family after the story broke that she had hooked up with Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend and baby daddy, Tristan Thompson. Jordyn did an interview on the story with Reddit Table Talk, and only 30 minutes after it was out, Khloe called her out and exposed the truth on social media. In a series of tweets, she calls her out for only wanting publicity. Turns out, Jordyn apologized in the interview to the press before she even privately apologized to Khloe. But Jordyn told the press that she apologized to Khloe over the phone and in text and was super apologetic, which Khloe exposed was a lie. She was only trying to make herself look better in the interview. However, we don't really know whose side of the story is true. Who do you want to believe? Khloe or Jordyn? Let me know in the comments if you like these people, if you care. Who is telling the truth? In our 3rd spot is Jenelle Evans. The Teen Mom 2 star was busted for lying to her fans about a sponsorship product, which is never a good look. Not only is it a bad look on Jenelle, but it's also a bad look on the company that she's promoting. She posted a side-by-side picture to her Instagram and tagged it as a paid partnership with BoomBot. In the first picture, she has lifted up her shirt, showing off her stomach in the mirror, no smile on her face, and no product in hand. Then, in the second picture, she is smiling in a sports bra with the BoomBot weight loss box in hand. The weight loss kit is a 7-day weight loss program and she had claimed to use it and that these were the results. But some of her fans began to expose her for lying because if you take a second look at her post, look closely, the photos were actually taken at the same time, like one after another. Every item in her cluttered background is the exact same and she's in the same outfit. All she did was take off her shirt, take off her glasses, and put her hair in a ponytail. Girl, at least change your outfit and make it look like a different day. Different mirror, different setting, anything? My God. Taking over the number 2 spot is Keemstar. As I mentioned earlier about the drama between Cole Kerrigan exposing Austin McBroom for alleged rape, well, he also dragged Keemstar into it by exposing him over social media. After the story broke and people learned the truth that it was all done for money, Cole started to claim that the assault was going to be covered in a video by Keemstar. If you don't know who Keemstar is, he runs a YouTube channel called Drama Alert, where he breaks down all the YouTuber news and gossip. Cole also said that Keemstar was paid off by the Ace family to remain quiet about the assault. Cole actually shared a screenshot conversation between he and Keemstar, where Keemstar apparently said that he was paid off $500,000. However, Keemstar came forward and said that his story is not true, and he even claimed that his screenshots were edited. His side of the story is that Cole wanted to plan the whole thing with him to get Austin to pay them not to release a story like that, and then they would split the money. Another story where it all just depends on whose side you're gonna believe. Alright guys, and our number 1 spot is Ray Rice. The NFL running back sparked a nationwide controversy after footage was exposed online showing him knocking out his fiancée. The surveillance footage was from an Atlantic City casino and shows him punching her in the face and then dragging her unconscious body out of the elevator. For obvious reasons, the world went into a rage. The video is actually extremely hard to watch. There's nothing funny about this one. The Baltimore Ravens immediately dropped him from the team and he was charged on 3rd-degree felony assault charges. However, the judge later dismissed them after Rice completed a 1-year pre-trial program. How you just finish a program and get away with something like this with no charges is beyond me, and I'm not okay with it. Coming in next, number 9 is Demi Lovato. She is one star who has always encouraged and preached about body positivity and self-acceptance. So it was extra surprising for her fans to see her posting an ad for a detox product on Instagram. In the post, she posted a photo of herself with a Teamy Blend shake and captioned it, "This year is all about #self-love. Truly taking care of myself and exercising has changed everything for me." She continued to write that Teamy Blend sponsored her 30-day detox challenge to help her bloating and claimed that she was on day 7. But Demi's fans were not having it and started to expose her for being a hypocrite. They started pulling up the ingredients of the tea and showed that the ingredients cause a laxative effect which actually purges the body, which is one of the biggest magnets for eating disorders, which Demi has openly struggled with. They didn't think that it was fair that she hashtagged self-love to a diet tea program that doesn't actually promote real health. Demi ended up deleting her post, and needless to say. Cruising into number 8 is Justin Bieber. Before he was married to Hailey Baldwin, he was famous for being in an on and off relationship with Selena Gomez. But during one of their off periods, Selena got a little feisty and called him out on social media. Justin started dating Sofia Richie and was flaunting the relationship online, which caused Selena fans to attack the new couple. So Justin posted a picture with Sofia and said that he is going to make his Instagram private if people don't stop hating on them. But then, plot twist, Selena got involved and was on the fan side and called him out for being rude to the people that support him most. She commented on the picture saying, "If you can't handle the hate, stop posting pictures of your girlfriend, lol. It should be special between you two only. Don't be mad at your fans, they love you and supported you before anyone ever did." In all honesty though, she kind of just exposed herself for not being over him. You just showed that you care still, so really, you kind of just exposed yourself there. In the number 7 spot is Taylor Swift. We know she's had a handful of boyfriends throughout her career, but one of them decided to expose her on social media after their breakup. Taylor dated Calvin Harris for over a year before calling things off. During that time, his song "This Is What You Came For" was top in the charts, and Taylor's representatives confirmed rumors that she actually co-wrote the song with him under a Swedish alias. So it seems like Taylor exposed him first, well, her representatives, but he took his anger to Twitter and called out Taylor for her feud with Katy Perry, which really has nothing to do with anything. In a series of angry tweets, he wrote, "I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury like Katy, etc., but I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." He went on to say that Taylor used the songwriting announcement as a way to belittle him and make him look bad, which apparently she does with other artists. His words, not mine. Up next, number 6 is Lucy Hale. Another time someone wanted to expose their ex on social media. Because why not, right? That is the generation we are living in. The actress dated the Amazing Spider-Man actor Chris Zilka for a year back in 2012. In the media, they seemed totally in love, but they didn't work out and fans didn't really get an explanation why. That was until Chris went online and exposed the fact that it did not end well and exposed Lucy for having a so-called ego. He dissed her on Twitter, making claims that the reason they broke up is because she dumped him because she thought she was too good for him. He even took a jab at her talent too and said, I quote, "There's a difference between celebrities and movie stars. Celebrities fade away while movie stars stick around forever." Yikes. Down the road, he did apologize for blasting his ex like that and changed his opinion, saying she's an amazing person who he wants to support. So which one is it, Chris? Chris, which one is it? Halfway through at number 5, we got Nick Young. More drama in the Hollywood love scene took place when leaked video footage surfaced of Nick Young admitting he cheated on his fiancée Iggy Azalea. But despite the proof, she decided to stay with him and work it out. But just 3 months after the video leaks, the couple called off their engagement and people wondered if there was more to the story. But they didn't have to wonder for too long because Izzy exposed what really happened and revealed on Twitter that she actually caught him cheating on her in their home. She wrote, "I broke up with Nick because I found out he had brought other women into our home while I was away and I caught them on the security footage." So she made it clear as day for her fans so that there was no way he could talk his way out of this one. Rolling into number 4 is Blac Chyna. Her relationship with Rob Kardashian has made headlines a variety of times because they have no shame in publicly fighting on social media. They were once engaged and they even have a daughter together, but things got so bad for the couple at one point that Rob exposed her in the worst way possible. He ended up sharing her nude photos on his personal Instagram account, which resulted in her getting a restraining order against him. I mean, you can't expose more than like a nude photo. Like, there's nothing that goes further than that. In August 2018, they both told media outlets that they settled into having a peaceful co-parenting situation and they continue to share equal custody of their daughter Dream. In our third spot is Ariana Grande. It's not hard to believe that someone would want to expose her on social media, seeing as she is one of the most popular artists in the world. They basically knew that it would have some impact. But she probably didn't expect it from her ex-boyfriend, although she should have, because she also brought their issues onto social media. From 2012 to 2013, she dated the Australian musician Jay Brooks until shit hit the fan and things went south. He accused her of cheating on him with Nathan Sykes, and they started going at it on social media. Ariana revealed that he threatened her and said if she didn't get back with him, he would make her look bad, hence the whole cheating rumor. But his response exposed that it was very untrue and he actually had nothing but kind things to say to her. He exposed her by sharing personal screenshots from some of their text conversations. In it, he explains how much he loves her and wishes her the best and wants nothing but good things for her. So who was lying? Making our way to number 2, we have Noah Cyrus. Yes, Miley Cyrus's little sister has grown up to have her own music career, which also means she is making her own news headlines. In 2018, Noah jumped headfirst into a relationship with the rapper Lil Xan. They were showing PDA all over the media, and just after they released a collaboration hit called Live or Die, their relationship came to a sudden halt. Xan went on Facebook Live immediately to expose the entire breakup, and he exposed Noah by saying that she cheated on him. He also said that she used him and the relationship was all fake. But Noah responded and denied all the allegations, claiming that he was actually the one cheating, not her. You know, normally when people break up, the last thing you want to do is hop on a live stream and expose all your personal business. But instead, it was the first thing he did. Like, immediately. Earning the number 1 spot is Kim Kardashian. It's no surprise that celebrities will often promote products on their social media page despite the amount of money that they already have, but that's none of my business. Back in 2018, Kim got exposed after posting a picture of her with an appetite-suppressing lollipop. I didn't even know this was a thing. I've heard of like diet teas and shakes and stuff, but diet lollipops? What is this world coming to? But not long after she posted the picture, the Good Place star Jamila Jamil called her out on Twitter. But first she responded to Kim's picture and wrote, "No, F off. No, you terrible and toxic influence on young girls." Not only did she expose Kim, but she's also exposing the brand of the lollipops. She tweeted a collage photo of different celebrities posing with diet products and captioned it, "Give us the discount codes to your nutritionists, personal chefs, personal trainers, airbrushers, and plastic surgeons, you bloody liars." Honestly, someone had to say it. I have never respected a tweet so much in my entire life. Kim ended up deleting the original post and then posted the same picture a day later, but just with the little lollipop emoji. No ad spiel in the whole caption. Just the lollipop emoji. Beginning our countdown is Miley Cyrus. She's probably never surprised at this point when people call her out on things on social media. A trend started going around on TikTok where people would expose celebrities that they met as a way to let the fans know what they're like in real life. A user named Jonah Ford works in a restaurant in Hollywood and said that he's had to handle tons of celebrities because of it, Miley being one of them. He started off by saying nice things about her, saying that she's really pretty in person and also very nice, but then he exposed her for lying about being a vegan.
She claims to be vegan, but she's not because she ordered a burger and chicken at a restaurant. she also does not tip.
If you follow Miley, her veganism is something that she prides herself in and actively fights for animals. He said that she ordered chicken and a burger while eating at their restaurant. I mean, these are some serious claims in the vegan community. Like, they don't mess around with that. But he also said that she's not very bright and that she put ketchup on her salad by accident, which is like really random and I don't really know if I believe it. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. Coming in hot at number 9 is Hailey Baldwin. This one turned into a legal issue because the claims that exposed her are said to be false. It really just depends on whose side of the story you believe, so I will let you be the judge of that. A doctor named Daniel Barrett got exposed on the TikTok app after he started suggesting whether or not celebrities had plastic surgery. People were voting that he do a video on Hailey Baldwin, which he did, and in it he said that he thinks she has, and told his viewers to pay attention to the change in her nose. After the video went viral, Hailey and her husband Justin Bieber threatened to sue the doctor for false claims and defamation if he did not remove the video. Hailey confirmed that she has never had any work done on her face, but the doctor stands with his opinion and refused to take it down. In at number 8 is Lauren Goodwin and Sebastian Bales. This couple has a huge following on both YouTube and TikTok, but they were recently exposed on TikTok for one of their YouTube videos. Their content is normally different pranks and challenges that they like kind of play against each other, but one of their pranks went too far. Sebastian posted the video to his YouTube page and titled it, "Fighting in front of our friends prank, bad idea." The beginning of the video is Sebastian telling his viewers that him and Lauren are going to prank their friends by pretending to be in an abusive relationship and like get into a physical altercation. People were furious with the video and decided to take it from YouTube and expose them on TikTok by reacting to video clips. They both faced a ton of heat for that. Swiping the number 7 spot is Lizzo. Similar to Miley, she too got exposed on TikTok after a fan called her cheap and said that she does not tip. A fan said that she often comes into the restaurant they work at after hours so that she can have the whole place to herself, you know, probably to avoid the chaos of fans. I'm sure the restaurant employees don't mind working late if they are a fan of hers, but the least she could do is tip, right? Well, one person claimed that she came in after hours while they were working at a restaurant and stayed very late but did not tip. The fan posted pictures and shared her story on TikTok, but one thing she did get from Lizzo was some nail art stickers. Yeah, apparently she left some NFL nail art sticker packages at the bar. The girl who worked there actually took a picture of them and then shared it to her Instagram. I think she left them because it wasn't her team. Like, I'm not sure if she actually left those like as a thank you. Moving on to number 6 is Bad Baby. The rapper got exposed on all social media accounts, including TikTok, after people started claiming she was blackfishing in her Instagram video. She posted a video to Instagram where she looked like a different person, people saying that she looked like she was trying to be black. She claimed it was just for a photo shoot she was doing, so she got a spray tan and did her makeup different. She insisted that she was not trying to be black, but people found different clips of her allegedly blackfishing, like in other videos, and started making a compilation on TikTok and reacting to memes about her drastic change. So even if TikTok users missed out on her actual Instagram video drama, they were soon updated on TikTok. At the halfway point is Gene Simmons. The singer was exposed on TikTok for a few different reasons, but one of them was more serious than others. A TikTok user exposed him after he allegedly came into a restaurant they worked at and demanded certain things because of who he is. Basically, he is one of the people who say like, "Do you know who I am?" You know, those type of celebrities. They said he was demanding, rude, and did not leave a tip at the end of his visit. They also said that he kept referring to one of their staff members, who was Mexican, as Carlos, even though that was not his name. They said it was a racist joke that no one thought was funny, and that it could not have been a mistake because they wear name tags, and they also introduce themselves when seating them or taking their orders. Here now at number 4 is JoJo Siwa. After the Dance Mom star posted TikTok videos with a male named Elliot Brown, people started making claims that they were dating. Naturally, that's just basically what happens in Hollywood. You cannot just have guy friends. Now, people were okay with the idea that they were dating until someone exposed her and his age and said that JoJo was dating a 28-year-old when she was only 16. People were freaking out nonetheless, and it caused a huge controversy. JoJo ended up responding with a TikTok video where she joked about people saying that Elliot was her boyfriend. But the internet thought they were exposing her. Meanwhile, we later found out that he is only 18 years old and that they are actually just good friends. Honestly, I think people were spelling Elliot Brown wrong because I found the 28-year-old thing, but then I found the 18-year-old thing, and Elliot was spelt a different way. Taking over the third spot is Lauren Gray. TikTok basically exposed her for moving on too fast from boys. After doing an interview with Genius, video clips surfaced where she talked about her previous breakup. The whole interview is her talking about how difficult the breakup was and how she couldn't eat or sleep and was taking melatonin every night, and basically that she was a complete mess. But then on her Instagram, not long after the interview, she posted a picture of her with a new guy in a pool. But when you clicked on his Instagram, he posted the same picture, but it was them kissing. The picture confirmed that they were more than just friends, and of course the TikTok world had to expose the facts. Because you basically cannot do anything on Instagram or Twitter without it being brought into the TikTok world. Because it is a different world over there. Let me tell you. Rolling into number 2 is Charli D'Amelio. Hollywood's biggest blogger, Perez Hilton, exposed her on TikTok during a tea time segment for having some issues within her family. Perez technically exposed Charli's dad, but since he's not like a huge star like Charli, she's the one who took the heat for it. Perez found an article which showed that her dad was arrested in 2014 for drunk driving, but the worst part was the article said that his 9-year-old daughter was in the car with him, either being Charli or Dixie. I can't do the math on their ages, but yeah. People were shocked to find out the information because her dad also appears in some of her videos, and their family even has their own TikTok account and probably makes money off of it. Of course, people can't really attack her dad online the way they can attack her, so unfortunately, they went after Charli instead. In our number 1 place is Lil Huddy. The famous TikToker's real name is Chase Hudson, but he goes by Lil Huddy online. He was dating Charli D'Amelio, the most famous TikTok star in the world who I just talked about in number 2, but then they split after rumors that he had cheated on her. Despite the rumors though, they ended on good terms. They posted really cute things because he denied the rumors and she believed him. But recently he got exposed by Charli herself after she publicly called him out for being a cheater. The rumors started up again and Chase tweeted, "All of this drama going on because I kissed Nessa when we were both single." Okay, so if they were both single, he wasn't cheating. But then Charli exposed him and responded with, "Then you shouldn't have come to my house after without telling me." That boy was at her house after? Yeah, that's all I gotta say. The truth always comes out. Chase retaliated by then exposing a bunch of other TikTokers for allegedly cheating on their spouses, but he did issue an apology to Charli. Beginning our list, number 10 is Justin Timberlake. The good old paparazzi snapped some photos that exposed him basically cheating on his wife. In November 2019, photos leaked online showing Justin holding hands and getting cozy with his co-star Alicia Wainwright. If you don't follow the NSYNC singer, he is married to Jessica Biel, and also they share a son together. The pictures were taken in New Orleans where he is currently filming. The cast had a night off and decided to hit up a local bar. In the pictures, Justin is having drinks, holding her hand, and she's also stroking his knee at one point. What I can't help but notice is the fact that he is not wearing his wedding ring. For obvious reasons, this started a huge cheating rumor mill, but Justin released a public statement saying nothing happened. He apologized and said that his actions were wrong, but his wife probably wouldn't even know about it if it wasn't for these pictures. Let's be honest. Moving on to number 9, we got Shane Dawson. Audio footage exposed the YouTuber for justifying pedophilia, and it almost cost him his career. The footage surfaced in 2018 but was captured 4 years earlier when he spoke on his old podcast called Shane and Friends. The topic came up because he called this 6-year-old cheerleader on Instagram sexy. Then things got weird from there and Shane said, I quote, "Here's my justification for pedophilia. People have fetishes about everything and there's websites on the internet where they can look at this weird creepy stuff and jerk off to it. So why is it that when someone googles naked baby baby and jerks off to it, they can get arrested. I don't understand that. He then admits that he once Googled naked baby to see what happens and then called the pictures that he saw sexy. After he was exposed, he had a lot of apologizing to do, and basically his explanation was that it was all just a joke. Sniping our number 8 spot is Ashton Kutcher. His ex-wife Demi Moore wrote a tell-all memoir called Inside Out and exposed Ashton for being a cheater and for shaming her by posting a picture of her in her underwear. The memoir revealed basically all the hot gossip of their entire marriage, but didn't paint Ashton in a very good light, to say the least. In 2009, he posted a picture on Twitter of Demi in her underwear after a night of drinking, with her head hanging over the toilet. She was battling alcoholism, and instead of encouraging her to get better, he would post images of her drunk all the time, and she says that it was to shame her. The paparazzi already exposed him for cheating though during their relationship, so he couldn't deny those claims in the book. But as for the drunk picture, he says she is in a bikini and that she is ironing his pants in the picture. He also said he had her permission to post it. So what do you guys think? Drunk underwear pic or bikini ironing pants pic? I don't iron pants bent over like that, is all I'm gonna say. And spot number 7 is Khloe Kardashian. Ever since her stepdad Bruce Jenner transitioned into Caitlyn Jenner, things for the Kardashian family have been a lot different. Back in November 2019, Caitlyn exposed Khloe and said that she hasn't spoken to her in 5 or 6 years ever since her transition back in 2014. During her interview, she spoke about her transition process and how she told the family. She said, "I went through every kid, and Khloe for some reason was pissed off about something through this whole process. I raised her since she was 5 years old. I really don't know what her issue is." After being exposed, Khloe responded saying she was blindsided and hurt by the comments made and said she was completely supportive of her transition. Sliding into number 6 is Jeffree Star. He is one of the most famous beauty YouTubers in the entire world and has come a long way since being titled one of the most hated people on the platform. He now owns a successful beauty empire, but at one point in time he almost lost it all after being exposed by his former hairstylist. David Anthony Muniz released screenshots of text messages sent by Jeffree in February 2018 showing him using the N-word. The messages were sent just 8 months after Jeffree released an apology video for his racist past, which makes everything even worse. The stylist also posted videos of old messages from 2017 of Jeffree referring to a beauty guru Jackie Aina as a gorilla. Fans took it to Twitter and some were claiming they would no longer support him. Halfway through at number 5 is Onision. He's been an OG on YouTube since 2006 and has over 336 million views to his name. But the world was left in complete shock after a woman named Billy Dawn Webb exposed him, making claims that he has abused young girls. She revealed screenshots showing that he harassed and groomed her when she was underage. In some of the texts, he suggests different punishments to her, like being chained up in a basement, not being able to communicate with her family, and forcing her to get a tattoo. Since being exposed, more girls have come forward with their own stories. An FBI investigation has officially opened up, and even though he is a husband and father of 2, he is not getting special treatment. As he shouldn't. Here now at number 4 is Trisha Paytas. The popular YouTuber is no stranger to controversy. She faced the fire back in May 2019 after being exposed by fellow YouTuber Nico Cotto Avocado. On May 10th, he posted a video and exposed her for completely ghosting him after making plans to meet up. But it wasn't just any hangout, you guys. He actually had flown from Colombia to LA to meet with her because they had discussed flights and ideas for collab videos together. He said he had to share with the world what she did and how it made him feel. Once he got out to LA, she basically just stopped replying to him. Trisha explained her ghosting and said that she had no idea he was traveling to see her and that she had no intentions of collabing with him ever. She claims that he actually edited those screenshots and called him a desperate social climber. So really, who exposed who in all of this? I feel like they both exposed each other. But I don't know which one is true. Taking over the 3rd spot is James Charles. If you keep up with the YouTube world, then there's no way you miss the drama between James and fellow YouTuber Tati Westbrook. In May 2019, she posted this epic 45-minute video exposing James, calling him out for all of what she called disgusting behavior. To sum up the whole 45 minutes, she made allegations that he uses his fame, money, and power to force people to have sex with him. She whipped out screenshot messages and told personal stories from her birthday party, where she said James was making comments about doing sexual acts to the straight male waiter because of his celebrity status. Apparently, he also made a joke that he can turn straight men gay, and Tati called him a threat to society because a lot of young kids look up to him. Cruising into our number 2 spot is K-pop. The teen idol pop group lost their squeaky clean image back in April 2019 after they were exposed for being involved in a big sex scandal. One of the former members, Seungri, was the face of a club called Burning Sun, which opened in early 2018. He used his celebrity status to attract more attention and investment in the nightclub. But less than a year after it opened, the club was exposed for illegal activities including assault, prostitution, drug distribution, tax evasion, and police corruption. Text message screenshots showed Seungri in a group chat with other male K-pop idols, sharing explicit videos of their sexual exploits with multiple women, without the women's consent or knowledge. In one of the messages, one of them bragged, saying, "I gave her sleeping pills and did her," and another man replied with, "You raped her, lol." Finally, in our number 1 spot is Scooter Braun. He is one of the biggest record executives in the music industry and owns Big Machine label group now. Pop icon Taylor Swift exposed him back in 2019 for bullying her and using her music against her. He acquired her entire music catalog from her first 6 albums after he purchased the label group for $300 million on June 30th, and he was using that to his advantage. Taylor posted an open letter to him revealing that he has all rights to her old music and that he is not giving them to her, and she also said that she wasn't able to purchase them back from him. She wrote, "Scooter has stripped me of my life's work that I wasn't given any opportunity to buy. My musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it. This is my worst case scenario." Taylor shared and exposed the post with her fans on social media, explaining that that is why she wasn't allowed to perform any of her old songs on the AMAs.